Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a pleasant evening. You know, it's strange, really. Oftentimes I hear about this concept, how we care for one another, how we want to reach out and help each other. We'd do anything for those in our care. We call this love, the idea that you sacrifice. How far can you push it, though? It was a curious phrase, to love unconditionally. How can you say that when you're dealing with human beings? The big reason I think about this is because tonight we're going to take this level of human being and we're going to do something horrible. We're going to introduce them to the beast. Try and imagine living with something that is an instinct to feed, an instinct to kill. It won't stop. It never fully goes away. Instead, well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. What is the bond between creator and created, sire and child? It's kind of ends making you wonder, is it really love, even in its most rudimentary form? I guess somebody's going to find that out. We do, however, have one who might already have that answer. Long, long overdue. So let's introduce you to the crew tonight. We are dealing with the famed Nightmare, the billionaire Mr. Rashad Seraph, and the now, shall we say, leaf in the wind, Mouse. Child embraced, far too young to understand what exactly he got thrown into outside of it cost him his face. So let's wonder about that. Nightmare, you've been away for some time. Bodies piling up. And right now, more than ever, I imagine many people are asking, where have you been? What have you been doing? And how have you been getting by ever since your haven went up in smoke?
I've been doing a lot of, let's just say sitting around when it comes to daylight hours. I've had to hole up in a shack for a little while now, but that's not what's important. What's important is what I've been doing during the night. I've had to lay low and watch for a while now. Avoid too much vision, too many eyes on me. And if I were to walk around even with one other person, no matter how sneaky they might be, chances of being caught go up 1%. Couldn't risk that. I needed to get my eye on resources, specifically those of pride. I needed to know where they were going, where they were coming from, and the distribution. And I needed hard evidence. Paper. Even harder. Pride's forces.
You might want to speak up a bit, Nightmare. That It sounds like you have something in your throat. Sometimes I have a hard time understanding, though I do understand you've been researching heavily into Pride and the infrastructure backing him. And we'll get into
Yes.
that in a moment. Well, certainly.
But first, it's been a while. Let's see how well I've been keeping the blood in my... Shall we?
Let's.
Turns out quite well.
Well, Nightmare, it's good to have you back as a part of the Chronicle.
It's good to be back.
And of course, what would a coterie be without its... Well, shall we say it's two big pillars since you've been gone. The heavy lifters, the grunt work, much to maybe your disbelief. Let's start with Mouse. Mouse, it has been a fascinating trail, hasn't it? And there are a lot of twists and turns, then wants, desires, and maybe even betrayal. I hope that you gain everything you could ever hope for.
Well, after doing some investigating with Mr. Seraph in regards to someone he was looking for on behalf of a member of Pride's little organization, I went to speak with Phage, a young Nosferatu who is also a tunnel rat. But as it turns out, it seems like he has no respect for me. And worse still is that there's something that he said about Gutter that really, really, really strikes me as I need to find out if this is true. I need to find out if this is what Gutter's been doing. If he's been embracing to gear up for war, I need to stop him. I need to find him. I need to keep that from happening. That's not plan A. Plan A is never to do something like that.
Well, maybe not your plan A. Then again, some people need a leash. Somebody needs a guiding hand. When left to their own devices, who knows where they might end up. It's kind of fascinating to think, really. What would happen if the beast was allowed to go wild? Well, you've already experienced that. Though, what happens when there's no distinction between the man and the beast? Well, some toe that line a little finer than others. Speaking of which, Mr. Rashad, how have you been holding up, especially after the encounter with Phage? You sticking up for the littlest Nosferatu. How are you holding up? Especially with your own empire starting to crumble around you.
I'm still holding up quite well. I'm finding out more and more that the tunnel rats are more unsavory than the core. Even if we are some scumbags and moneylenders, at least we stick together. The tunnel rats, they're not looking so good in my eye. As for my crumbling empire, I'm slowly and somewhat quickly reversing that at the moment. I'm doing things to reconnect with the people, getting them on my side. even the lower business people at this point in time.
Well, imagine it's been quite the endeavor. So, with that in mind, I want to pick up about where we left off. It's around 2:30, approaching into 3 o'clock at night. At this point, Rashad, you are heading back to your car. Mouse is running. Mouse, you might be able to make his car. You see it. It's right where you left, or where he parked it. You could see that in the corner of your eye without having to roll. There is a few individuals who are less than savory. Maybe they were checking the car, observing it, trying to see what they can strip off before as quickly as the alarm starts to sound. Though with Mr. Seraph returning, they seem to decide against it. And it's here our scene begins.
I'm just running back. I'm running back to Rashad.
Kind of end up checking my watch to see what time it is before I get in my car. Don't know why Mouse ran off that way, but let's hope he's okay.
Rashad, you start getting into the car. Mouse, how are you going to get his attention? I mean, you have the Spider-Man hoodie now. It's zipped up. You can still see through the eyes of Spider-Man, as it were. Kid's greatest dream. You have superpowers, anonymity. If only you can end up slinging webs. But then again, it could be argued that your powers are much more interesting.
Is he far away from me?
Probably about 50 yards. You can spot him from where you are.
I just keep running. If it looks like he's about to drive off, I'm gonna call him.
Okay. I'm not gonna have you roll for it. Rashad, you end up seeing this hooded figure. Spider-Man himself, it seems to appear. No, that's the familiar hoodie you purchased specifically for Mouse. Well. Looks like he might be back.
Mm-hmm. I'll start getting out of my car. Seems like you're in a hurry.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
He's not here.
Who?
Gutter. He's not at home. We have to find him. If what Phage said is true, we have to find him.
Okay. Do you have an idea where he might be? This is a huge city, Mouse.
I know. I'm trying to think. Just give me a minute. Can I go with you? Please?
Sure, get in.
Okay. And so I climb into the passenger seat.
I start taking off. I don't know exactly where I'm going, but moving is better than staying. Do you think we should try to get in touch with Nightmare about this?
Yeah. And he pulls his phone back out again, and dials Nightmare's number and puts it on speaker.
Hello?
Hey, long time no see. Where are you?
I'm, hiding right now. This isn't the best time. Did you need something?
Yes.
What's up?
Where are you?
I look around. I guess I'll look at the streets names.
Are you in Fitzgerald?
Just outside.
Okay. Dad's gonna do something stupid, I think. So, we're gonna try and find him.
Okay. You have any idea where he might be?
Not a clue. Somewhere large plot of land, maybe. In the city, maybe.
Maybe the park? Or,
Park would be a good place for it.
I'm gonna think, are there any, like, more secluded places in the park that one could gather a large number of people?
Roll me a... I'll tell you what. I'm going to picture a difficulty as 6. Give me every thing you're trying to do to narrow the search down. So, okay, it starts difficulty 6, we'll drop difficulty 5. You said you would need a large plot of land that is out of sight. What else?
Yes. Specifically somewhere that either has view lights or no lights.
Okay.
Where preferably further out from houses and such, because if they are arming people, it's likely that they would, if they're not trained, they would need to be trained somewhere. So somewhere where gunfire is not unusual, which, I mean, it's Fitzgerald, maybe it's not unusual anywhere.
So far I can drop it by 2.
Okay. Preferably somewhere with lots of open land, which we already discussed. We already said that. What else? In a forest might also work.
Might also work, but that's if you want, I can end up doing that. But thus far, you only know 2 guarantees.
Yeah.
So let's make it a difficulty 4, intelligence plus... Intelligence plus streetwise, or intelligence plus investigation.
Okay. And I don't think I have any...
This is you going off of memory.
I could try to willpower reroll.
You could?
I'm gonna go with the willpower reroll.
Alright. Because you need to make all 3 in order to do it. It's difficulty 4. Ooh. No, not quite a crit. For what you're describing, might be northern. Park could work. Maybe some kind of abandoned factory, or maybe it's a few places, but nothing specific.
The park could work. Maybe some kind of abandoned factory, somewhere with lots of open space. I can't think of anything specific, but just somewhere where you need me to meet you. It seems more important than what I'm doing right now.
Okay, yeah, just trying not to freak out right now.
Just focus on the road, Mouse.
Let's just say we should meet up at the park first.
Park will be fine.
Okay, I'm gonna make a quick call to Hector.
Alright.
Okay, we'll meet you there.
Park.
Alright. As soon as we hang up, I'll get out of my hiding place, take the bike, and head to the park.
Alright.
And I'm calling Hector.
Mouse, you are calling Hector. Now, why would Mouse be calling Hector of all people?
He has that gun that I let him borrow. I'm gonna see if he's done with it.
He answers the phone. Yeah. Salutations to you. What can I do for you?
Are you done with that thing I let you borrow?
Oh, Mouse! Hard fuck. I had to end up wondering. Am I done with it? Well, I don't know. I can spend quite a few years just playing around with it. It's a bit of a tinkerer's dream, wet dream, if you know what I was saying.
Right. Because I kind of need it back.
Yeah, you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. If you need it, I'll end up handing it back to you. Not a problem. I'll end up seeing what I can do. No big promises or nothing.
Okay. I'll just come visit you in a few minutes.
Alright. I'll have to end up seeing you.
Okay.
Gonna have to keep it out back. I got company, and I don't think you want to be speaking with them.
Okay.
Fair enough. Alright, lad. We'll end up seeing you soon enough.
All right.
Alright, you fucker. Get going.
Okay. Bye.
You hang up the phone.
And I direct Rashad to where I would meet Hector,
All right.
instructing him to park like a block or two down.
Okay.
I think you mentioned this Hector person before. Who is he again?
He's a friend. Kind of got the whole coterie together, really.
All right.
Fuck me.
It doesn't take long, Mouse. Are you accompanying him, Rashad? Or are you just letting Mouse do the business?
Think it would be wise to accompany Mouse.
Okay. There's nothing really special about this location. In fact, it's surprisingly ordinary. A bunch of houses built in the 1940s trying to accommodate new families, trying to start up a life in World War II. A lot of them are abandoned, a lot of them disheveled. But you do happen to end up seeing Mouse direct you to back alley before he opens a sliding gate with a lock that apparently doesn't function, as the lock just stays in place. More appearing lock than it actually serving as security. It's there you end up seeing an odd man. He has a red ascot around his neck and kind of a 5 o'clock shadow. Ends up keeping a funny little hat and dresses in a pinstripe dress shirt. Overalls. Looks like something out of one of those old gangster films. And when he speaks, he speaks looking at Mouse. At least he thinks it's Mouse at first. And there is a weird fucking getup.
It's new.
That is something I'm got to behold. I'll be honest with you. That is you, right, Mouse?
Yeah.
He kind of motions for you to zip it down so you can make sure he's speaking to the right person.
So I do.
Okay, it's you. Okay. All right. Got her cleaned up, all the oils and all that.
Okay.
Might have had to end up putting a few rounds through the chamber, so I do apologize on that, but testing purposes and all that, you know.
Okay. How many's left?
Well, he pulls out a clip and he takes a look down. It looks like you got 7 rounds left.
Okay. Thanks.
No worries, kid. So what you need all the firepower for?
You don't want to get involved, right?
Alright. I just figure if I'm gonna end up expecting some form of shit show, at least I get the forewarning to keep my head down. I would consider that a common courtesy at the very least.
Yeah. Dad's maybe gone and done something stupid, so...
As opposed to
not the normal stupid.
Ooh. Alright then. I will start making my way out of the city and hopefully be able to get out by... God, hopefully I'll be out in 2 nights. That should be enough time to cover it, right?
I really don't know.
Okay. I'll go pack my bags then. He kind of gets up with a very straight, stiff look and almost starts walking with a slight quickened pace as he starts getting towards his back door.
I'm sorry.
Is he... Not your fault, kid. Not your fault. It's just... Don't live this long by poking my nose where it don't belong. So, you tell me it's good enough to get out, I have no qualms about getting the fuck out of here.
Okay. I'll see you around.
Hopefully.
And so I turn to leave.
Alright.
Is there anything you two need to do beforehand?
I'm not thinking of anything to do at the moment.
Okay. Let's go find Nightmare.
Alright.
Alright.
Now, that being said, Nightmare, you have not exactly been all on your own this entire time doing nothing. So what have you been doing?
I guess you could say spying, investigating. Regardless, I have been tracking where all the resources that go into Pride's hands, where he distributes them, anything I can find them.
Fair enough. I have to then end up asking, what was your intent? Where exactly are we?
I want to see
it.
it.
Time.
I want to try and see if there's a schedule or if it's random, like they determine it essentially the day before.
Okay. So, Nightmare, I'm gonna need you to roll me a few... You've been lurking around the Fitzgerald neighborhood. I'm gonna need you to roll me... Resolve or Wits, your choice. Investigation.
Okay.
And
resolve investigation first.
Yep. You can do resolve or Wits investigation. So.
I'll do resolve.
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you accepting that?
Fuck it. I'll willpower reroll that too. Might as well. Okay. 5.
5 successes. Nicely done, Nightmare. So, Nightmare, you've been kind of poking and prodding, trying to end up coming to grips with what the hell has been going on. And there's one thing that comes to mind. the fact that you've been spending a lot of time serving many of the comings and goings. And here's what you've come to realize is most of the resources seem to be coming from the individuals themselves. That is them finding donations, sometimes it's petty crime or what have you. There's nothing overly, how should I put this? There is nothing
too large all at once.
Nothing over too large, but you do know this. Most of the money coming in is being redistributed. There is, however, a donation from a church by a Pastor Paul.
Okay.
You do know Pastor Paul has been working hard to end up trying to make some form of relief effort and has been responsible for offering quite a bit of support, shall we say, specifically to the neighborhood. So much so that he wants to end up seeing if he can end up helping rebuild the church there, which has recently gone, or over the past few years, gone into heavy disrepair and misuse. There is talks. There is talks about a major score, specifically out of Seraph Securities. A large
Oh
payout.
dear. Well, Rashad's not going to like that.
Well. Anything else you're doing?
After that, I probably try and see if there are any other, I guess, main, distribution points. Like, I wonder, obviously, I know that they're coming in, but I want to know where, after they've come in, where they go.
Okay. Where they're going. Alright. So, roll me, the same roll, actually. It could be investigation or it could be resolve, depending on how much time you want to take up.
I mean, this has been going down over, I'm guessing, a few days. I don't know how long the session.
Yep.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. One that seems to have kind of caught some eyes is what seems to be it's a hole-in-the-ground bar called the Old Miami. And it seems to get a lot of funds heading towards it more than anything. Now, there is definitely some redistribution going on, but you do know that only a select few go in and out. It's actually, more often than not, what you'll see is a large group of these red armband-wearing individuals walk up. A single member goes in, a single member comes out. And then the rest of the group moves on. They all do not go into this hit. Almost like a private club, though you don't see any mention of it being so.
Okay. Interesting indeed.
I'm going to need you to roll me a dex
Okay.
and stealth, or you could try and use an obfuscate power, but it's going to require a rouse check.
Okay, I'll do the obfuscate power.
Okay, so roll me a rouse. Okay.
Probably have hunger.
Alright. Well, so you notice some spotters. You think somebody might have been tailing you. You pull the bike over and hide it down. And you start leading him on a wild goose chase before you tuck into his shadow, cloak over, and let them walk by, and then go back to your bike while they're still looking for you downwind. This place is crawling. And
Look, that is a sign that I'm in the right place.
okay. All right. Anything else you would like to know? I'm gonna give you one more. So
Okay.
ask your question.
Let's see. Any major players in the game besides the pastor that I have? Basically, the red armband. I won't call them generals so much as sort of leaders, or like the people who, or the one person who goes in from the large group. If I can get any name.
You end up having a there is a name that you end up hearing, but let's roll to see how much you know. So again, resolve or in wits plus investigation.
3.
It's not so much a distributor so much as what you would say is a person they go to. They don't seem to be affiliated, it's just a group that is starting to develop under a Sister Sarah. You're told that she's a nun, a individual who is trying to give back to the community and back to themselves. Though the rumors say that a lot of the individuals who come out of her congregation are heavily scarred, oftentimes involving burning.
Yeah, I think that's about.
Alright.
And then at this point, I would be going to the park in real time.
You guys meet just outside the park. You probably know better than to bring your own vehicles in, especially given what you were suspecting. Rashad, it takes a moment before you finally arrive with Mouse. And when you do, it might take probably another minute before you finally see movement. When Nightmare himself, this lumbering chunk of leather and dead meat, suddenly approach you.
Mr. Nightmare, it's good to see you again. It's been a while.
It has indeed. How's it been, Smoothskin?
It's been going.
Well, what's the big deal? What's been going on?
I think Gutter's gone and done something stupid, and
As opposed to
his normal stupid. He might be trying to attack the Camarilla.
You know, I thought he was smarter than that. Or at least wiser than that. He's been around a while.
Yeah, the main reason being is probably because he doesn't get directly involved himself.
What do you mean?
Gets other people to do his shit. So I need to find him. Because it's not my place to talk about his past.
Let's see. Are there any places he's recommended to you? Or,
No, this is something he kept from me.
I just mean, like, are there any places that stand out in recent memory that he is either mentioned in passing or told you directly is a point of interest.
Would I know something like that, Eric?
I'll tell you what. Rashad and Mouse, since you two would be most likely to know this. Rashad, I would need you to roll me a intelligence plus wits. Mouse, I would need you to roll me a wits plus streetwise.
Will I get any small bonuses since I have looked at the residential and areas of Detroit over several times while being?
This would more have to do with your morning or evening paper.
Okay.
Would it have anything to do with drug trade or no?
No, it wouldn't.
No, okay.
Rashad,
Yes.
you know that last night a bus heading out of Detroit, heading south, didn't make it to its destination. Its passengers are still MIA. Given what Mouse has told you,
Last night there was a bus heading out of town going south. It went missing along with the passengers.
Good, that gives us a direction at least.
Shit.
Mouse, you've listened enough on criminal activity to know that there has been a little bit of a movement. And you know the signs. At this point, you've noticed a lot of the local gangs are keeping their heads down. You noticed this when you were going through, but now that you're in O'Shea Park, especially here actually, you notice that the normal peddlers, the normal individuals, the normal hangouts, the individuals you would expect to be here, you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone, aren't.
Does the park seem emptier than usual to you guys?
I'm going to look around.
Nightmare,
Same.
since you got here, you guys haven't encountered a single soul. Now it is late night, but you would expect to find a drunk or something like that here. You would expect to find somebody sleeping in a tent. You don't see any of that.
It has been quiet here. That's unusual out of night, even if it's late. I mean, there's always a drunkard or two.
Right. Seems real empty right now.
Is O'Shea Park in the south part?
O'Shea Park is in the southern portion of the Fitzgerald projects.
I think we're in the right area at least.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, how close is O'Shea Park to the hangouts of Pride's people?
45-minute walk.
It's on the opposite side.
Okay.
I need
Go ahead.
one of you to. I need one of you to take this, and I pull out the gun.
Okay.
I'm not a good shot.
It's just in case I can't do it.
I'll do it if need be.
I don't want to do it. But I need to stop him.
Sometimes it comes down to this decision.
Well, let's see if words work first.
Right.
Agreed.
And so I'm going looking through the park to see if there's any disturbed dirt.
I need you to roll me a resolve or wits plus survival or awareness.
I will assist in this.
Same.
Alright, then add +2.
Alright.
Ooh.
I'm willpower re-rolling. See if I can find just to increase the odds.
Okay. Mouse, you are trying to find locations. And it is weird. It takes a while before you end up seeing a park bench that seems almost mangled. It's been the wood strips that make up its back have been splintered. Many of them have broken off. And it takes you a second to see old tire tracks in the dirt starting to make its way between the trees. It's even broken a few of the smaller ones.
I follow the tracks.
You both follow. Or go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna help make sure that we don't lose track of the tracks.
Alright. This is going to be tracking now, so this is going to be wits plus survival. You'll get a plus, or you know what, I'll just reduce the difficulty. So, it's a 2 difficulty. It's not hard, it's just...
Well, fuck. Alright.
Got another little power stun?
Did
Yep.
you also add +2 because you got 2 helpers?
Oh, no.
Also
I
that, yeah, do that. Roll 2 more.
do that first.
There you go. Going through, you end up hearing the river. And it's at that point you end up coming into a bit of an opening. You can see the water. And you can see something's not right. The mud is stirred up. Heavy indentations. Heavy indentations. Going right in. Takes a little bit, but it's really dark down there. You can't really see from here. Goes really deep. It gets very deep very quickly down there. You're not sure what you're looking at.
Trying to be discreet about it, I pull out my phone for the flashlight.
Gonna need a little bit more light than that when you end up scanning in. You can see that the tracks go right into the water.
Why would he go into the water?
It's an easy way to lose someone. Alright, so I'm gonna go check the other side of the water.
You'd have to swim across.
I see.
This isn't a bay, this is a river.
I see.
So, not saying you can't, just...
You guys strong swimmers?
Eh.
Alright, well, I'm gonna kneel down, put my arms out, essentially gonna give Mouse a helping hand. Basically, I want him to jump over. using his ability to do so.
It's gonna
If I
be
look around, is
tricky.
there anyone here?
Oh, very good question. End up rolling me a wits plus awareness.
All right.
Mouse, you realize that you can hear some whistling. It's coming from behind you. Probably, maybe, you're not sure. It's a far ways away, but it is coming to you.
I tell everyone I hear whistling. Maybe we should duck down, get out and hide or something.
Good idea.
So I press against a tree and I'll cloak the shadows.
Cloak of Shadows, Nightmare.
I will silence of death. I'd rather not use a super thing until I know who might be there.
Okay. Rashad?
I guess try to hide behind a tree. I'm not the
Alright.
most stealthiest person.
I'm gonna need Dex or Dex or Wits plus Stealth.
Okay. Kind of as I expected.
And Nightmare?
Oh,
You're
for all.
still
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have a plus. You're gonna have +2 to this because of Silence of Death.
Okay. 3.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Which also gives us versus 3. You're the one taking the active approach. Okay, so Mouse, Nightmare, you hide yourselves fairly well. Rashad, you start to duck behind the remains of one of the park benches that was run over. You're really not akin to stealth. It's, hiding. This is usually beneath you. And it's not until then you see something that's dragging a fireman's axe. It's hunched over and familiar. Walking down the trail. It smiles as it continues to whistle through broken lips. Don't want to be leaning in the mud too much, Mr. Seraph. You might end up getting your nice new Jordans all messed up. Don't you have an office to be somewhere? You can see over his shoulder is a large duffel bag.
Do I see him? Do I see him now?
Oh, you and Nightmare both definitely see him. He doesn't seem to see you.
With that, I simply stand up. Have to admit, hiding isn't really my forte. But in actuality, no, I'm not supposed to be in the office tonight.
You lost.
Not really.
He hefts the axe over his shoulder. Kind of gives it a glance first, then looks back at you as he starts to walk over. Well, right now this is a private matter that doesn't involve you, so I might end up suggesting you skedaddle before things get ugly.
And what exactly would that private matter be, since we're
Private.
totally right.
Don't you know the meaning of that? Not your concern.
I think in this particular matter it does.
And that's about what I pop out.
What? Kid. So good
Hey.
to see you. Really wish you didn't show up tonight. Really wishing that you didn't show up tonight.
I know what you're doing.
Oh?
Seems like everybody knows.
Well, history does have a way of repeating itself, and what can I say? I've always been a fan of the classics. You want them gone, don't you? Doesn't Raven deserve to pay for what she did?
This isn't Plan A.
It wasn't your plan A.
Gunnar, I have to insist.
Really?
Don't do this.
Well, that'd be fantastic. See, I made things a little easier this time around. Usually I got a group, but you know, I think I can manage a solo op this time. He swings his axe, pointing it towards the water. You see, in about 5-10 minutes, I'm about to end up having a whole bunch of really fucked up people about to be coming out of that water.
Why would you do this?
Somebody's fucking with you, Mouse. I can't have that. And I got a bunch of squatters on my boy's property. Papa needs to spank somebody.
War is not the answer. As nightmares have said as well.
Oh, goody. Alright, bring out everybody. Come on. He raises the axe high as he kind of spreads his arms wide, kind of gesturing like, come on, anybody else? Who's up? Who's up next?
I am asking you.
You do realize the move that you are making will cause more harm than it's worth, right?
Oh, come on. Mr. Sev, I'm sorry to end up saying, but fact of the matter is that this has already gone well and above and beyond. And at this point, I want to make sure that everybody understands what they're stepping on. This is an atom bomb ready to go off. And guess what? I'm feeling a little chilly at nights now, so I think it's time to turn up the heat just a little bit. Don't worry, people gonna get hurt every single night. Might as well be for a purpose.
A lot of people are going to die if you do this.
Can't allow that to happen.
He kind of.
What kind of a town would we have if you do this? This is gonna be a home.
He starts to lean down and unzip the duffel bag and pulls out what seems to be what appears to be a chopped off shoddy. Oh, I wouldn't worry too much about it, Mouse. Everything in enough time heals up. This is just amputation, gangrenous limb and all that. And I'm about to end up being joined, and we're gonna have a real family coming up, because I'm expecting about 24 individuals to start climbing out of that water right about now. And I brought party favors.
What you're talking about is killing everyone in this city, including yourself. You think the CIA is gonna just sit by and let this happen? You think the Anarchs are gonna sit by and just allow you to go to war?
Somebody's gotta. Is right now, who stepped up? You're worried about shaking the pot. Not one of you is worried about the fact that you got squatters coming in who go in with no issues.
Trying to deal with that.
I've already got information on that, and I know who's coming in and who's going out.
Well, congratulations. You managed to end up getting a bunch of notes taken while I'm getting business settled.
So what happens if Mouse ends up dying in this?
He won't.
You say that, but can you prevent everyone from going after him? Because that's exactly what they'll do.
Oh, they won't.
They already hate me. Gunner.
They already hate you. Oh my, I did not realize that this was a priority. Oh God, they hate my child. Did I ever suspect? You gotta be fucking kidding me, Mouse. Them hating you. I was par for the course. And if it wasn't because I sided you, it might be because you don't look like him. He points to Rashad. Or maybe it might be that you're smarter than him. He points to Nightmare. Or maybe it's just on the fact that you managed to end up rubbing people on the wrong way because, oh God, everybody hates me. So,
doesn't that matter to you?
What they think of you? No. What they do for you matters.
They won't do anything for me.
After tonight, they will.
No, they won't.
What they're gonna do is go after him, because they know that he is your weakness.
Yeah. He kind of opens up his jacket and you see a few stakes carved. I got something for them too.
Think that's gonna stop them? Maybe a few of them, but there are many more of them than there are of you, Gunner.
Rashad, you've been quiet this whole time. I need you to roll me a wits plus awareness, please.
Okay. Oh no.
Alright.
You said you didn't want to resort to the old ways.
Yeah. And I tried to be patient, and what would get us? I could have pulled this out from the root before I even got the chance to spur the seed. But I decided to wait. I decided to behave myself, and ain't nothing ended up happening. So you know what? I'm tired of playing good boy. I'm tired of trying to end up saying, you know what? I'm going to end up doing right. Mouse, you were the best thing I ever ended up bringing into this world. And I will be hell-bent to end up making sure that your place is nice, spotless, and clean. Cleansed.
This isn't gonna do that. This isn't gonna do that.
He immediately puts the axe into the dirt, sticks it in pretty deep as he reaches down, and he grabs out a pair of Glocks, gives them a quick spin, handles to you. Well, you can either nut up or shut up, kid. So it looks like party favors are needed. How about we introduce you to your new brothers and sisters? He hucks them as high as he can, and they start to go over your head. And as they land, the first thing you see is the ripples in the water. They're stained. They're dirty. They're pulling themselves out. One looks like a drowned man. His hair is covered in mud. It sticks to his face. He's got a thicker beard as he starts to come out. His fangs are bared as he has this wild look in his eye. And then there's another. You think it's a woman. You can see that the skin around her eyes and the corners of her mouth are starting to peel. You recognize this much to the same way it happened to you. It started with your eyelids peeling back off away from your face and the corners of your mouth into that horrible Glasgow grin, and there's fresh gore in the wounds. This person looks like they're in pain, absolute agony as they are crawling out, and they're both hucking out water out of their lungs as they start to look around. You can see that they are in the throes of frenzy.
At this point, Nightmare is going to get out his brass knuckles and activate his Potence prowess.
Okay, roll me a... Yep, there we go. Nightmare. Young blood's just showing up. And you're getting riled. Beast wants out. And it sees an opportunity. It sees an opportunity to do what it does best. And there's two new blood. 2 new licks just learning on the first taste of the beast. How many more did Gutter say were down there?
Doesn't.
And then Nightmare's gonna turn to Gutter, fury on his brow, as he's got his fists clenched. Calm down, you old fool, before you get yourself and your child killed!
Okay, we're gonna have that. I'm gonna take that as a social contest. So, would you describe that more as a trying to intimidate or trying to aggressively persuade?
Okay, he essentially yells out, "Calm down, you old fool, before you get yourself and your child killed, or before I have to make you calm down."
Okay, so that's an intimidation.
Yep.
It's at this point he will roll a resolve plus composure.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend more willpower on that.
Okay. He kind of takes a step back. Nightmare, I don't think you're reading the room quite right. He steps a little bit back. You see, this is not about me calming myself down at this point. Because you got other problems. Now, unless you two know how to end up dealing with two very, very hungry child, and more on the way, I'd suggest you end up tailing off and leave this to a professional and more experienced hands. Because otherwise, he pulls out the muddy axe. This might get ugly. You do win. He seems to be a little bit like wanting to keep away from you, but Mouse, I'll need you getting involved in this. Turn around.
I'm going.
You already made me involved, Gutter. Every step that you have done so far has gotten me involved. And that includes my embrace.
I'm gonna try to compel the two that just came out of the mud to calm themselves.
Okay. This is going to be individuals. And you can only physically cause that, just to be clear. Alright?
Okay.
So, you can try and aid in their controlling of what their beast is, but you're not going to be able to end up stopping a frenzy full on. So, calm is the command?
Yes.
Okay.
Or calm yourself.
Alright. I'm going to need you to first roll your compel and declare your target first. Don't worry, you can use their names just to help out.
Gonna do Vic first.
Vic first. Okay. And if I recall, it is versus Composure Resolve.
I believe so.
Just double checking. Intelligence Resolve. Okay, that's Vic. And what about tomorrow?
Doing the same thing to her. Don't move. Calm down.
Okay, gonna need you to roll me another compel. You're gonna need to be difficult. Oh wow. Okay. So you see that they're about to frenzy. They're not sure what the hell is going on. And as soon as you do that, you command them to calm themselves as they look to you. You can see the confusion. You can see the hunger. And they're just pull away, shaking. The ice water still dripping off of their face, their bodies slicked in mud. You plan on doing that all night, Rashad? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna take some time, but the others are still coming up.
And why don't you hand me one of those steaks?
Oh, I like you. And he obliges. He literally pulls out and throws the steak right in between you two. It sticks in the ground. And he kind of holds the axe like, come get it. You know, I'm not going to lie, Nightmare. Much as I like you, I like the idea of taking Screw's boy to pieces. A little bit
fucking
more.
dare.
Mouse, you don't get a say in this. You're mine, not the other way around.
If you think you can, old man. As I approach, I am doing so with the most, I guess, what's the one? It's lack of fear. Complete lack of fear, and I'm going for the steak.
Okay.
Gutter, you need to help
Grab
get
it.
control of these people.
I don't think so, kid. You try and end up running towards it, and as soon as you do, he rushes to intercept. You two are charging towards each other. Anybody can make, since melee or running into melee happens last. Anybody using a ranged ability?
Can I compel Gutter to stop?
You can try.
I will tell him to halt.
Okay. Let's see if he can do this on just the roll itself. Roll your compel.
Okay. 20 is reloading for me. 1 sec.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
While that's happening, I'm throwing leap and I'm getting between them.
All right, so you're gonna literally happen at the same time Nightmare and Gutter happens, because all three of you are doing the same thing. You're effectively closing distance on each other. It's just
And I can jump 30 feet.
Oh, I'm not denying it. You're just describing how you're doing it.
Yep.
I'm gonna willpower re-roll 2 of those if I can.
Okay.
If you got the willpower.
Oh, I have the willpower, no doubt.
Yeah. You are the aggressor, and no crits. So he does halt. He can't spend willpower to reroll. However, let me just double check the ruling here. Where is it? Let's see here. Okay. Oh, yeah, here we go. A vampire of lower slash stronger generation can resist dominate attempts from higher generation vampires by spending a willpower point, negating it completely. So, since he failed the roll, he will in fact spend a willpower, which means he's lost 2 willpower already. Alright, so, Mouse, because you have Bounding Leap, I'm going to allow you to go first or last, your choice.
I'm getting between Gutter and Nightmare.
Okay.
And I'm drawing my knife.
Okay. So you're going to land directly on the stake that's burrowed. And you end up drawing your knife. Nightmare, Gutter, you two, these two are coming right at you. Nightmare, you've already declared your action. Gutter has already declared his action.
And I'm activating Prowess.
You're doing Prowess. Okay, roll it. Okay. Gutter has no interest in attacking Mouse. He is going to try and attack Nightmare. Nightmare, what are you doing?
Seeing Mouse. Yeah, I would also... basically, once I saw that he was coming forward, I was going to punch him right in the face.
Okay. So basically, we're both doing it at let's say a -2, because both of you were trying to fight each other while trying not to injure the person who was physically between you two.
I have a +2 for my potent, so it's just a flat.
Yeah.
For me.
So this is going to be melee and strength. No modifiers. Oh hell. Okay. And he's wielding a fire axe, so that's going to be 2 damage. So you lose by 2. So you end up taking 2 plus 2 points of superficial damage using his fire axe. So it's going to be reduced to down to 2. Yeah, he kind of pushed as soon as you reach for that stake. As soon as you try and end up bringing it to him, he brings the axe right down on your shoulder, and it clips right into the bone. You can feel it tearing muscle and sinew. He almost knocks you directly to the ground. You have no idea on how the fuck something this lanky, something this thin, almost as thin as Mouse is, packs this much of a goddamn punch. You're physically, you look physically intimidating. This guy, you're pretty sure has the capability of bending iron with his bare hands. Mouse, you managed to get between. You're here making this very difficult for them to tear each other to pieces. Is there anything else you're doing? You really haven't taken an action outside of getting between. You have a knife.
I'm trying to stop Gutter.
How are you stopping it? How do you stop him?
I just reach out and wrap my arms around him.
I am going to make this a social attack then. Use this as a charisma / persuasion or leadership, your choice.
Oh, well, this is gonna go well.
Yeah, well, he's got -1 to his dice pool right now because, or no, he's got -2 now because he's dealt with the Rashad and Nightmare in the same round. Not, he looks at you. There, what's left of Gutter, what's left of that person you actually cared about, is struggling.
Stop this! Stop this!
We're gonna go to a new initiative. Rashad, you can only keep your attention on so many people at one time. You're not sure on how long it'll take before the Dominate's going to end up here kicking off when it comes down to these 2 thin bloods plus whatever else is underneath there. You just had 2 come up. Is it going to be 5 next?
I need to call some. I need to.
Go ahead.
I need to call Baron Creed. Because this is not good situation. This is code red situation at the moment. So I end up pulling out my phone while keeping an eye on both the 2 kindred that just came out of the water. Let's hope none come out soon, because I need to make.
Okay. So you're gonna call Creed. That's gonna take your turn just to pull up the phone and start dialing. Alright.
I'm gonna have to do it.
Okay.
In case we all fall, I need someone to know of the situation. This is not gonna get better. This is gonna get worse.
Okay. Alright. So, just to be fair, I'm going to describe what the NPCs are doing first. Then you can choose. So you can react to whatever they're doing. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. Gutter is going to hurl that axe at Rashad specifically to try and destroy the phone. The 2 frenzy or near frenzying kindred are going to try and resolve. If they do not, they're coming after nearest target of opportunity. Okay.
Oh boy.
Comes to you.
Okay. Am I able to try to dodge the axe while trying to call Baron?
And that's going to be tough. Because you're either going to have to let go of that phone or you're going to have to dodge, and you might not be able to protect the phone. So, don't get me wrong. It's not going to be easy for him to do it, but...
Actually, I might just take the hit and just continue to call.
Alright. If that's the case. Okay. So, Rashad, you're calling. Mouse, what
Yeah.
are you doing? Gutter's in your arms, and Gutter is still, like, trying to, like, almost put his hand on your head like he would normally and that kind of pull your hat down, except he's intending to tear your head down to get towards Nightmare.
I'm gonna try and shove him.
Okay, you're going to try and push him away?
Yeah.
Okay. Nightmare, what are you doing?
If I'm gonna try to stop him, that's what I'm doing. Whether that's going over Mouse to do so or taking the opportunity for him after he pushes.
Okay.
Brother, I'm trying to get this old man to calm the fuck down. If that means punching him a couple times, what I gotta do.
Alright. It's at this point I'm gonna need us to end up going, so we're doing range attacks. So Gutter is going to try and hurl that axe. Or no, we're doing first in close. So Mouse, do your shove first. And this is gonna be versus his strength athletics. He does not want to move.
Is that strength athletics for me as well?
Strength athletics or strength brawl, I'll let you have the choice.
Okay.
And he currently, you two are in each other's way, so there's no modifiers between you two.
And then it's +2 for prowess, yes? Because I have two dots potence.
Oh yeah, I forgot the two for prowess as well, because he also has. Yeah, so he wins hands down. Ooh. So yeah, he takes 5. Mouse, you try and push him, and he pushes you now to the side, trying to get towards Nightmare. Nightmare, you see Mouse thrust to the side. Gutter in this, get off me, kid! And he seems to be wide open. It's time for you to make the shot.
I'm doing it. Yeah, so this is gonna be strength brawl +2.
Okay.
Am I able to rouse the blood for strength, or is that just in frenzy?
Yes, you can.
Alright, I will rouse the blood.
Alright.
What's that do? Give me a bonus to...
That's a +1 to this to your dice roll at this point.
Alright.
Effectively, you're augmenting your strength. He is currently going to do... He's going to try and defend himself with the axe. He normally gets a +1 or a +2, but because Mouse already made him move, he is only at +1. It's tough.
Had to roll all those stupid ones.
You can willpower if you want.
Yeah, I'll willpower. That's my last willpower.
Alright, are you sure? Remember what happens when you hit willpower.
Is it, I have to make a frenzy check or something?
Okay, here's where I get to end up reading you a little bit of the rules, because I love this. Hey, cat.
Did I take damage from Gutter shoving me aside?
No, he's not trying to damage you.
Okay.
He's actually going out of his way to make sure that you are not damaged. A character with no willpower points left, though either hit type of damage or combination, is impaired, receiving a -2 dice penalty to social and mental tests. They're gained to roll 1 die if required to roll a pool as per the usual rules. So
I mean, this isn't really a social or mental thing for me.
Not right now, but
particularly matter right now.
Yeah, but it will be more difficult to stop from frenzying.
It's true, but I gotta do what I gotta do right now, so I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm re-rolling those ones.
All right.
3 more die, so that's...
Nice. Now you're using brass knucks, right?
Yep, so that's an extra 1 damage.
Okay. So right now you have 6. 6, right? No, you
Yep.
have 8.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, because you crit.
Yeah, that's right. So actually, I would have won that in the first place.
Oh,
But still.
this might do pretty good. So you currently got 8 versus, so that's 4, 5, brown down in half. It's still gonna be 2 points of physical, but still that's 2 points of physical with.
Yep.
All right. You clock him across the jaw. It strikes with such force. You swear you dislocated his jaw as you kind of dodge underneath the axe of him trying to defend himself. As you plow over him, trying to get, making him step back. The stake being left behind him in the dirt, standing there. We're going to have to go to the new kindred. Okay, this is going to be difficult for... Oh. So they are currently trying to resist frenzy. Okay. That is not good. Alright, let's try the next one.
Did not get a bonus from,
Oh, that was with the bonus.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay. So... The man tries to end up holding himself together. This guy who has like dirt all over him, like just clawed himself out of the mud. He's trying to hold himself together. The woman whose face is peeling off, the agony she must be in, she just completely loses it, and she starts to rush towards.
Is the closest person technically the Timothy Vic?
Yeah, it would. Welcome to the problem with a mass embrace. This is why you do large numbers. Okay, so right now this is going to be a strength versus brawl. It's going to be 2 versus... And immediately, this woman jumps upon this mighty guy, and he kind of pulls himself to the side and hucks her into the mud as he's screaming, like, "What the fuck is going on? What the God? What the hell? Oh my God!" Well, he looks to see Gutter and Mouse and have Nightmare, and Rashad. This man has woken up into a freaking nightmare, and you can see his fangs are out. He is just trying to hold on, and as he holds on, the other one starts to lose it.
This is getting worse.
Alright. Rashad, the number is dialed. You start hearing it. You start hearing it. And it's at this point Gutter, who has now taken a hit from Mouse Dent. He's at a -2 right now. So Gutter is going to be... This is going to be a strength, athletics... Or no, this is going to be a dexterity athletics. And it's going to be with a -2. No, it's actually going to be with a -4, because -2 because of the 2 actions taken against him, and -2 because it's a call shot. Not the greatest chance, but he's not spending the willpower to change it. I'm gonna need you to roll me a Dex Athletics. Yeah, Rashad.
Okay.
You see the axe coming, and you just pull yourself to the side as this axe hurls itself just past you and lands right in the ground, right at this muddy beach, as you hear the growling, the snarling. And it's at that point you hear a voice on the other end of the line. Hello. And it's at that point we're going to continue on with the initiative. Mouse, Nightmare, Rashad, you can see thus far Tamara seems completely hell-bent on eating Vic. I'm just going to use their names for now. Right now, Gutter he looks like he's about to use that shotgun point blank on you, Nightmare. And God only knows what the hell he's got loaded up in there.
I'm going for his gun then. I will probably break the gun.
Okay. Mouse?
I am going to assist.
Okay. So the both of you are going to try and fight Gutter over the shotgun. Rashad?
I'm reluctant to do so, but I need to do it.
You are on call, but there is currently somebody who is not even minutes old about to get eaten by his own little sister.
Okay. Is the person on the phone Baron Creed, or is that someone else?
You haven't even had time to check or confirm.
Oh, God. Okay.
It could be an assistant. It could be another nurse. It could be Baron Creed posing as Nurse Clementine. It's kind of hard to keep focused with all this stuff going on.
I'm just gonna hope that Vic can hold his own for a turn while I take this call. Because I'm walking away from all the angry kindred. That's... yeah.
Okay. It's at this point. We're gonna... You already know what they're gonna do. Rashad, yours is the closest thing to a range. Well, yours isn't gonna be influenced by anything, so you have 6 seconds. What do you say?
Is this Nurse Clementine?
Yes.
We have a code red at
All right,
O-shape.
that's it. I told you got 6 seconds.
Okay.
All right. Got code red. Okay, got that far in that conversation. All right. So, at this point, it's going to be Gutter versus Nightmare or Gutter versus Mouse. Who's first?
I'll go first to give Mouse a better chance.
Okay. So this
I
is
will also rouse the blood again.
all right. Okay. Nicely done. Gutter is actually going... Oh no, Gutter won't. Gutter is going to spend the willpower to change his action. He's going to let you have the gun.
Does that mean I don't have to roll, or should I still roll?
No, it's a case of it's still rolling, but he's going to change his action at this point. He's spending a willpower to shift it.
Okay. I mean, this is me tearing it away from him, which might mean tearing his arm as well, so...
Yep. So he's still gonna fight you for it, but his idea of shooting you is not gonna.
Half 7.
Ooh, damn. Okay, so it's gonna be strength plus 2. Was that a crit? Nope. You rip
Nope.
you tear out the gun. You literally bend the barrel. It's starting to go at a 45. Mouse, your hand is on it as well as you both been fighting on it. You're not sure whose grip is stronger, but clearly fighting with this gun barrel has not been healthy. So much so it hasn't gone off yet.
Stop fighting. Just stop.
Charisma plus persuasion or charisma plus you could do yeah, we'll end up doing we'll do that roll. Now he's only got a 3 to defend. Wow. Yeah, Gutter really does not want to stop. Mouse, this is heartbreaking. You're seeing Gutter on display and the full reason why everybody hates him. That this man is on a mission and he will not stop. That being said, it's at this point Gutter ends up reaching in and pulls out a stake out of his pocket and pulls out what appears to be a big Bowie knife out of one of his hip holsters. This man is armed to the teeth. It is clear he is ready for war. That being said, let's see what happens with the two. Let's see what happens with the 2 fledglings. Okay, that's not too bad. I think that auto beats unless this is a crit. No, and they are going to try and willpower. Try and stop this frenzy. Yeah, they're still tearing at each other. Ripping each other to pieces at this point. The muddy man is just doing everything he can. He's trying to crawl away. He's trying to push this person away and trying to end up. They're starting to run into the woods. We're gonna end up doing one more round. Rashad. What do you say? You said code red. You got 6 seconds. What do you say?
Piranhas coming out the water at O'Shea Park.
Piranhas. And it's at this point we're going to move over to Mouse and Nightmare and Gutter. It would seem that the 2 newly made mudborn fledglings, well, they seem to be having a lot of fun with each other at this point. So, Gutter is going to attempt to stake Nightmare.
Quick question, does Potence work for defense rolls as well because it's acts of strength?
Just acts, it has to be acts of strength. You can be using melee, you can be using brawl, you can using athletics, but you have to end up being the strength roll.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to Just the one that has the stake. If the one that has the stake is going to get, probably crushed. I'm not letting him attack me with the stake. Are you fucking kidding me? I will also rouse the blood for this as well, but I've been doing well with that.
Okay. He can't afford to go any further, so he is going to rouse the blood as well. Nightmare, you're getting really hungry at this point.
If I saw where Nightmare put the gun that I gave him, then I am taking that out.
You gave Rashad the gun.
Or oh, I did, didn't I?
Yep.
It's not near me.
Yeah. It's at this point we are going to have to end up doing a bit of a roll. So Nightmare is going to be fighting Gutter. Now you said you're trying to avoid the stake, or you're trying to...
I'm going to break his hand, essentially.
Oh, you're going to try and remove the stake. Okay.
Essentially, yeah.
Alright. Mouse? What do you do?
If Rashad's not near me, then I am...
You're in the middle of a fist fight between two very powerful kindred.
I'm going to try and assist in removing Gutter's wrist.
Okay, then Nightmare, you're going to get a +1 on this, rather than us doing two separate rolls. So at this point...
I was going to go with the knife.
Assist, so you're going to attack him?
Yeah.
I need you... Okay, so you're going to attack the Gutter, so that's a different thing entirely. Okay. Yes, to my understanding, Nightmare's just trying to get the stake out of play.
Well, I'm breaking off his hand.
Okay. Then... Tell you what, Nightmare, it's you versus Gutter.
Uh-huh.
And this is when his specialty comes into play. And he will spend a willpower on that. God damn it. Alright. Wow. Okay, what are you doing, Nightmare? Are you taking it?
Taking the,
You're taking the damage?
what's my other options?
He's beating you by 1.
I don't have any willpower to spend.
Okay. Then, yeah, you're gonna take 2 points of superficial damage. Alright. It's at this point we end up having here, Rashad. Rashad, what do you do?
What about mouse with a knife?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
How this plays out might affect what I think what might happen with Mouse. You already said, are you hanging up the phone? Are you interfering? What are you doing?
Okay. I'm just gonna... Okay. I gave Miss Clementine the hint. Piranhas coming out the water at O shape.
Okay.
Kind of like insinuating frenzying kindred coming out the water.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say one word, 24, hang up the phone, and I'm pulling out the gun, and I'm walking over there.
Over there being towards where the newly embraced kindred are, or towards where Gutter and him, Mouse, and Nightmare are brawling?
Oh god, decisions. They're running into the forest, right?
Well, one's running into the forest, the other one's running after the potential victim.
I need to go after Gutter.
Alright.
That might end horribly, but I need to stop Gutter.
Okay. So at this point, Nightmare, Mouse, Gutter, you're all in melee range. Mouse, you still have a knife attack to make. So,
Yep.
he is... And he will try and counter at this point.
Would you allow me a dexterity melee?
Unfortunately, no. Dexterity is a different thing entirely. It doesn't quite work like D&D in this regard. That's a lot of undead skin you got to get through. You're basically trying to punch through old leather.
Well, I'm trying to, use my knife, and I have melee versus kindred as a specialty and +2 for prowess.
That'll work. He's already had one person act against him, so it minuses 1. So basically, it's removing his specialty. So.
Fuck balls, mother bitch. Okay.
Okay. Nightmare.
Yep.
You watch as Mouse tries to go for the wrist and overextends way too much. This is he's too upset, clearly, with trying to deal with Gutter. And Gutter sees this opportunity and sidesteps after he's tried to deal with you. And as he's pulling the stake away from you after kind of cutting into you, he sees Mouse wide open, just missing his arm. And he drives the stake right into Mouse's heart. And he looks to Mouse for a second. You just hear very quickly, "Sorry, kid." And Mouse, you lose control of your body.
I am paralyzed.
You hit the ground like a sack of potatoes.
And I'm going after him again next round, but with teeth.
I think he has the same idea, to be fair. He's been trying... Now he doesn't have to worry about the kid getting in the way. And Rashad. So it's going to go Gutter, Nightmare. Then it's going to go Rashad and Gutter. So... This is going to be a strength brawl. With potence.
I am also going to rouse the blood again.
Potence. And he
Quick
also...
question, how much damage did I take? Is that staking paralyzes me, but
Staking, that is going to be... That is going to be 8 superficial damage.
in total?
In
That's
total.
not halved.
Oh, that's still halved, but
So 4.
yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay. So, Nightmare. I got some good news for you. He's not trying to rip your throat out. He does, however, latch directly onto you, and he starts to bite. And he drains you for 1 point of blood. And this is when Gutter needs to make a frenzy check. Actually, you know what? No. He will spend the willpower right away. He wants to maintain control. Frenzy. It's willpower. Yeah. And some. Yeah, I knew he was going to fail that because he's only got 1 dice to roll against Frenzy. And he's going to end up spending the willpower to try and end up saving you. Now, he looks freaking exhausted. He looks spent. But you lose 1 point of blood. And if he continues to drain you, this might be goodbye. Rashad, Mouse is down. Nightmares are getting fed upon. You got 2 Frenzy and Kindred out in the woods somewhere. And you might have more coming if what Gutter said is true. What are you gonna do?
I need to shoot Gutter to at least get him off a night. But I'm still making my way towards Mouse at this point.
Mouse is literally 3 feet from this firing range, so what are you gonna do?
I have to shoot Gutter.
Okay. He doesn't have cover, so he's at a -2, and I'll even give him a -1 because he's currently in a grapple at this point, so he has like no room to dodge. He has to let go or he's gonna get shot, and he's just gonna get shot. You're not even in his peripheral. So this is going to be firearms composure.
Okay, I have no firearm, so this is just gonna be straight composure.
All right, remember, you can rouse the blood if you need to increase for this one shot.
I'm gonna rouse the blood.
All right. So rouse the blood. So basically, your composure is acting as 1 higher than it normally would. Oh, perfect. Okay, you don't get hungrier. Roll it. Roll
Okay.
it.
Reroll it.
You're re-rolling 2.
Yep.
You hit, and it's a pistol. It's going to do 2 damage.
So fire pistol.
You won. Hold up. You've won by 1, and it's +2 damage. What you see is very difficult to hit and hold on to. You fire the gun, and all of a sudden everything becomes light. It's almost for like looking into the sun for the briefest of seconds, and all of a sudden you see fire as a chunk of Gutter's shoulder is currently ablaze. No, he has no shoulder. He's missing an arm. This hand cannon that you just ended up striking him with, that is 1 shot less. And you see Gutter, he stumbles off, trying to end up here composing himself. He lets go of Nightmare immediately as soon as he howls from the pain. Mouse, you're laying in such a way that you just watched your sire get partially immolated by Rashad holding the cannon, the gun that you gave him.
The thoughts in my head are, please don't hurt him. Please don't hurt him.
Gutter, you fix this, or you will not see another night.
Yeah. Nightmare. Rashad. Gutter looks to Mouse. Looks to you all. He's gonna try and bolt. He's gonna try and get out of here. As far as he's concerned, his work is done. And this stopped being fun a minute ago. Alright.
Capping him again.
Okay. So, Nightmare, you get to go first because you're still technically in melee distance.
Yeah.
Alright? So, he is going to rouse the blood to heal 1 wound. He gets hungrier. but he does get 1 health back, 1 of his superficial wounded. And he is going to make a stamina athletics. He is running for the hills.
I'm going to rouse the blood to raise my stamina
Okay.
to go after him, tackle him down.
If you're going to try and tackle him, what I'm going to say is that's going to be a strength brawl.
Okay, then I'll raise my strength instead.
Okay. Because this is him trying to get away from you, but he's still in arm's reach. So it's a question of, are you good?
I'm a hungry bitch.
Yeah. And he's no longer wounded. Okay. Nightmare, you grab hold of his leg and he tries to end up kicking off, and he goes face first right into the mud. One arm is clawing, trying to get away. He's screaming. You can see he's on the verge of frenzy again. And you're crawling on him, trying to stop him as much as possible. Rashad, you can pull the trigger, but you might hit Nightmare.
Can I maneuver in a way that I won't hit Nightmare?
The Nightmare's on top of him. Gutter's trying to get away. It's a lot of thrashing right now. When Gutter was on top of Nightmare, we kind of had him in a full hug. He was almost like he would have been protecting from the shot. It's not this case now. They're kicking and thrashing.
Final chance, Gutter. Stop and help to fix this. I'm actually gonna try to compel him to stop.
Alright, so the key point is stop.
Yep.
Okay. His fix this is kind of ambiguous, or like very nebulous.
Yeah.
Okay, he is at a -2 for his intelligence plus resolve. Because he is spent on willpower.
Okay.
Also, he acted already.
All right. Okay, I gotta re-roll that. You're right. Absolutely correct. Go for it. Nightmare at this point. Gutter just he turns to Rashad like, what are you talking about? Last chance, realizing he's got a gun trained on him. You have his absolute attention, Mr. Rashad Seraph. And when you you tell him to heal, to stop. And that's exactly what happens. Nightmare, he freezes completely. His body won't move, or is afraid to, maybe.
I'm taking his steak.
Okay. What are you
And
gonna
if
do
he
with it?
shows any signs of trying to run again, I'm staking him.
Why wait?
Because he's got to help fix this.
Okay. Mouse, what are you doing? Oh, right, tasting the dirt. So it's at this point, it's come to a standstill. We're going to take a bit of a break and get some water, and we'll resolve this conflict in O'Shea Park.
I will give a warning real quick. This can't go on too much longer.
No, it can't. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And well, let's just say that things have not gone quite according to plan. At this point, Gutter seems to be involved in some form of mass embrace, putting an entire busload of people at the bottom of the river in O'Shea Park, coming back with guns, and looks like he's going back to his Sabbat roots. The coterie seems to have stopped him. Nightlife has managed to step in the way, but two of the Thin Bloods have run off into the woods, seeming one chasing after the other, ready to, because right now it is feast or famine, and one of them intends to feast. The other one, well, scared, confused, and being chased by a deranged monster. Though that's not the half of it, as Gutter has had one of his arms blown clean off. His entire back is burned from a single shot from the hand cannon that Mr. Rashad Seraph is wielding. He currently has trained on Gutter. Nightmare is currently pinning him down. And Mouse, with a stake ran through his heart by his own sire, lays there motionless as we come to the resolution of Detroit by Night. Motor City Broke Down, episode 30. Nightmare and Rashad. For the moment, Gutter seems subdued.
Rashad, get that stake out of Mouse, but keep your eyes trained on him at all times.
I'm immediately going to get the stake out of my.
Okay. Rashad, you pull the stake out, and Mouse, it hurts. Like, it hurts like nobody's business. As you can feel the ribs being spread open as this piece of wood is grinding against them, being ripped out of you. It's almost as bad going out as it was going in. Tell me, Mouse, have you ever been staked before?
Nope, I've been shot in the heart before, and I'm pretty sure it feels very similar.
This is worse. Shot in the heart, you can still move, you can still do something. This is a stake through the heart. This is your body turning into its own holding cell, screaming as you had to watch all of this.
And he just lets out a scream of pain and kind of just rolls over and tries to catch his breath.
Whatever wind you pull in through the forced inhale of the lung is leaving as quickly through that hole in your chest. Might have punctured the bottom of your left lung.
Fuck.
Pat, come on, get up. You can wallow in pain later. We still have stuff to do.
Okay. Oh. And do I see Nightmare on top of Gutter?
He does. You definitely do.
And I run towards him.
Nightmare has the stake ready in case something happens, but he isn't currently, aggressive with it. Only is holding, Gutter down.
Okay.
While they're doing that, I'm keeping an eye on the water.
Okay.
Be honest with me, Gutter, how many more?
Well, don't know. Depends on how it is. Sometimes you can bury 10 people out, 10 people come out. Other times you bury 50 people and only 2 come out. Depends entirely on the maker. Kind of a rush job, and never done it in water before, but Didn't have enough time to do enough grave digging. Oh.
Why?
Well,
It's not worth destroying the whole city.
Oh yeah, it is, kid.
No, it isn't.
It is.
I am not worth that.
Kid, you have no idea what you're worth to me. No idea. I told you I would burn this city to the ground before I seen you go down.
I'm just another one, and you know that.
Nah, Mouse. He kind of looks up. Nightmare. Hey. Nightmare, would you be able to roll me a wits plus insight? Difficulty's going to be 3. Okay, you're not going to see this. All right.
Do I know that look?
You definitely do. That's the look of Gutter gain another idea. And it might have something to do with what's in the bag. A lot of weapons. A lot of untapped weaponry. And Gutter definitely didn't come light.
I'm taking that bag away from him.
Are you reaching for it?
Yep.
Okay. It's at this point Gutter realizes what you're going to try and do. And does he have the blood to do this? Yes, he does. He's going to rouse the blood. And he is going to do a strength athletics.
Oh, he's getting stabbed, if that's the case.
Yep, and you'll get a +2 on this because you kind of have them ready. You're ready for it. But you need remember, you need to cause 5 points of damage in order to get a stake in the heart.
Is it strength melee?
It is strength melee.
Okay, so it's +2 from potence and +2 from him being...
Yeah. And he is going to be athletics and strength +2.
That's 5 successes?
+3 because he's done that. Alright. Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Okay. Nightmare, you viciously stab. You're not just trying to stake him. You're trying to put this not only through... You're going to go put this through his spinal column, out through his heart, out through the front. You're going to pin him like a goddamn tent stake. And you do so and you rip into jeans. You see a huge hole in his jacket as he pushes off, and he runs and he grabs hold of something. And,
shoot him, shot!
And it's at this point, Rashad, I'm going to give you a choice here. You can either try and shoot him right now, but you don't know what it is he just grabbed. Or you can hold and perceive it. This is a pinpoint decision. Are you going to shoot immediately without looking what he's about to do? Or are you going to hit observe?
I'm going to... observe.
Okay. Roll me a... Well, I'm not even going to make you see it roll. What you all hear is the sound of metal scraping against itself for a quick second as he turns around and he puts his hands out. And what you see, in one hand, looks like a small ring with a little tab to it.
motherfucker got a grenade.
Oh, no.
In the other hand, he is currently holding a grenade, and his hand is the only thing stopping the detonation right now. It is now a live grenade in his hand. Alright, everybody. Just take it easy. Now, this is a red hot pineapple right now, and I'd rather walk away this night. So, here's what I'm proposing. I'm gonna go fuck off right now. Mouse, you get your win. Okay? I ain't pursuing this anymore. Stay alive for me, kid. We'll get through this. I'll see you. See you around.
Don't, please. Don't leave.
You made your choice, Mouse.
Don't leave me.
He looks at you. We all gotta grow up sometime, Mouse.
I need you.
I know you do, kid.
I don't have anyone else. Don't leave me.
He starts to take a first step back. Two. And he looks back to you, Oshan. The arm that has been mangled, it's barely holding on now, and being held on only by sinews. You can still see some of the smoke from the last bit as his arm is barely functional, but he holds on to that pin.
Going.
You guys got other problems right now. But if I find out anything happened to my boy, well, he looks over. If you think this is me going too far, you don't know me well enough. And as he laughs, you can see it's almost like his body is starting to become incorporeal. It starts to fade.
Get here.
Can I compel him to stop
You'd have to look him in the
or
eye.
freeze? I'm already staring him dead in the eye.
Well, let's... You wanna know what? How about this? I will allow you to... We're gonna do this in a different way because this is more of his trying to fade. So we're going to end up doing this as his wits plus stealth as a defense to your compel. It's not normally how it is, but the question is can you use that compel as he is obfuscating out?
Okay.
Dice can always go south. He has no...
Nope.
Yeah, he's going to take an aggravated willpower on that.
If he's doing that, I'm doing it too. I can reroll 2.
You can. Well, you could technically reroll 3 if you wanted to reroll a success.
Nah.
Okay. You see him as he starts to fade, and he stops. He's in this weird half ethereal form as he starts to re-solidify. And he's trying to move. You can see it in his eyes. He's in that almost blank stare.
Nightmare, take the pen and the grenade out of his hand.
And as soon as I realize that he's halting, I'm just wrapping my arms around Cutter.
I am doing so very carefully as to basically it's Indiana Jonesing it. I'm
We're
also
trying
shielded.
to pull a potentially frenzy. You're almost ready to frenzy, right? Your hunger is that high.
Yeah, actually, knowing that, I'm gonna look to Rashad and shake my head, like, holding my arm back at this point.
Okay. Mouse. You hang on to Gutter. Are you sure this is what you want? Are you sure?
Nightmare is backing up, by the way.
Okay.
Knowing that Nightmare can't do it, I'm going to go and remove the grenade. And
Rashad. 1
Yep.
second. Mouse, are you absolutely sure you want to be holding Gutter right now? This is a point ground zero of a grenade. I'm not rolling damage at this point. You don't have any kind of ability to kind of sustain this. I know that. Are you absolutely sure?
I can't do this without him.
Okay. Mouse, you hang on to Gutter. You won't let him go.
Don't leave me.
Rashad, with one hand on the pistol, you reach for the grenade. This is going to be a difficulty 4. Okay? You cannot allow, it is a spring pin. If at any point any part of it gets loose, it comes loose and you have a live grenade ready to go off. And it's already been lit fused. Looks old. Still in that old school pineapple shape. Are you absolutely sure this is what you want to do?
this needs to be done.
Okay, how are you going to remove it? Because remember, it's a live grenade and the pin's in the other, what's left of his other arm.
I'm going to gently press my hand against the grenade and Gutter's hand and slowly wrap my hand so it's holding the handle to the grenade and taking it off that way.
This is
So
still gonna
I'm
be a
holding the live
difficulty
grenade.
check. Still going to be a difficulty 4 check.
Okay.
Okay. I will allow strength or dexterity. And I will allow athletics. Or, because this isn't far off from pickpocketing, larceny. It's a fine motor skill. I'm giving you a lot of options. But you are trying
I don't
to
have
beat a difficulty 4.
I don't have anything in athletics or larceny. I have 2 in dex.
Alright.
I don't think I'd even be able to.
You already called it.
At that point.
You got a chance to crit.
Okay. Okay. Would rousing the blood help win this?
Yeah. You can rouse the blood to increase whichever attribute you're currently using.
Gonna increase dexterity.
Okay. Alright. You rouse the blood. The beast doesn't want to die any more than you do, so it's currently... It realizes it's in here with you, and it is willing to sustain. Come on. Okay. Alright. Rashad.
Yep.
You do not have a 1, so it is not a complete failure. You have at least 1 success. But you're not gonna like it. Okay.
Okay.
I will allow you to succeed to save Gutter and Mouse. But the price. I'm gonna take a look at this is the price. This is the only price I think that would ever make sense and make sense for Rashad. Is you're going to take 1 superficial and 4 aggravated health damage.
Okay. Would Fortitude help with this at all?
No, this is the payment. But it's a guaranteed damage.
Okay. I'm saving Mouse. Fuck Gutter at this point.
It's an all or nothing. Mouse will not let go of Gutter, so they're a package deal. You're taking it. You're gonna take it?
I'm taking the damage.
Alright. Rashad, you try and slip it through, and you're rolling it so nicely, and then as soon as it gets to where it is sideways, just as what would it be? The trigger rolls sideways, and there's just a small space between your fingers and his palm when it slides. Now, it doesn't go out all the way, but it's enough that you know for a fact that this is now an active grenade. And those ventral instincts of Rashad kick in to do what must be done. You rip the grenade out of your hand. Everything be damned. You place it into your chest. You jump on top of it like an old soldier. Mouse, Nightmare, you go wide-eyed as Gutter still has no idea what the hell is going on, and you hear BOOM! You see Rashad's body go up almost a full 3 feet as shrapnel is embedded. His rib cage is open, his heart exposed, lungs atrophied as they are, shredded. His heart is damaged heavily. His intestines spill out all over the place as his body lands. And for the briefest of moment, you think he is ash. He is dead because of you. Because of what Gutter did. Nightmare, it's only after a brief moment when you see Rashad scratching the grass with his fingers, crippled, mangled, his bottom jaw barely holding on. He has no real vocal cords left, even though he can still speak. He is shredded and open. This man just threw a grenade for you all.
Am I able to take advantage of this moment and charge Gutter with the stake?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to do that. So it's strength melee plus 2 from Potence. Is it getting bonuses for surprise?
You will get 3 as Mouse, between the literal shock and awe of Mouse and Rashad. I'm not even going to have him roll defensively. Just cause 5 points of damage.
Okay, so plus 3 from that, or just 3 total? Bonus.
You should, I
have Potence plus 2.
Potence plus 2? Yep.
Uh-huh.
Are you losing the blood?
I don't know, I can't.
Okay.
I literally can't.
Alright, then you are capable of doing so.
Wait, is it a plus 5? Or...
No, you need to deal 5 damage. The stake itself is...
I mean, does the surprise add anything?
Yes, it does. It adds plus 3.
Okay, so it is a plus 5 total.
Okay, now I understand what you're saying.
Come on.
Are you willing to take Are you willing to add aggravated? Because you can roll up to 3 dice on that.
Well, it does actually. The stick is plus 2, so that would be a 5, wouldn't it?
Good question. I believe
because you're not rolling defensively.
Stake is technically a plus 0 weapon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a plus 0 weapon.
Okay, so I will take an aggravated then for this.
Yeah.
2. There it is.
Yeah, I couldn't succeed at a cost because you did get a 1 in your hunger success. Nightmare. Actually, it'd probably be more accurate to say mouse. Mouse, you are hugging Gutter's waist. And your face is right up against where his heart should be. And then you feel it. Something's dripping on your head. When you look up, and you see the hand of Nightmare clutching onto a stake. One of Gutter's. And Gutter starts to fall back.
I'm gonna try not to let him just get him to fall gently. If I can't keep him from falling.
I will assist in this because I don't hate the old man, but I couldn't have let him do this.
Alright. Gutter is motionless. You know the feeling, Mouse. He is trapped in himself. Unable to move. Unable to speak. A mangled corpse. Rashad. There is very little left of you at this point. You can't even stand. You are ruined. Physically, emotionally. But you can stand, if you could, with your head held high. So far. You've managed to be true to your word. You said you would look after Mouse. And you've done so.
We need to get out of here.
Yes, we do.
You guys start to what at this point?
Well, Mouse, there isn't much left of Rashad. Can you take him to his car?
Yeah, I can take either one.
Alright, and I'll take the other. We're going to his car. We gotta put them in there, and, I believe Creed gave me her number, correct?
You are...
Or the number for the, yeah. So I'm going to, at this point, call.
Alright. And it takes a moment before you end up hearing a familiar voice who ends up picking up the phone.
I also have my voice changer on right now because I don't know if anyone's listening besides them, so.
Hello, Detroit Medical Center. Yeah.
Her name was Clementine, correct?
Nurse Clementine.
Persona?
That's the persona she goes by, yes.
Is this Nurse Clementine?
Speaking.
This is N.
N. Well, N, what can I do for you?
I believe you received a call earlier concerning piranhas.
The voice goes cold. Yes, I did. I am currently dispatching a few individuals who I trust to be able to handle the situation. Is this an update?
Yes, this is. So far, only 2 of the piranhas have swam away from the pack. One angrier than the other. We don't know how many more are going to come around. But Rashad was injured quite badly, as was another. We currently have 1 fish on a stick.
You said 2 ended up swimming away upstream?
Yes.
I'd like those two for my aquarium. Now. My own resources will deal with the rest of the lot.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much for calling.
Beep.
So
Well-
is that what we're doing?
We have to. We can't let them run loose.
Okay.
You all start to see a few have vans pull up. And probably the more odd portion is a big dump truck. And it's at this point you end up all hearing a familiar voice. And I swear to you, I just ended up getting everything dry clean. But no, I have to end up getting the truck out again. And of course, oh my God, Rashad, it's so good to see. Oh my God. Sacre bleu, what do you mean we have to end up dealing with? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, what the hell is that? A pompous blonde individual pops out from one of the vans. Oh no, this is what yes, this is what you signed on for. Until your probation ends, we're going to end up dealing with this. I have to apologize. Mr. Blanchet has not been... well, he's currently performing his community service. How you been? How's gut? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little dangerous. No. Besides that, we're running out of time.
Yes.
Most of them are over there, but there are two that have escaped.
I was just told to end up going fishing tonight. Alexander,
Don't worry, I'll take care of the others.
Alright. Alexander, I hope you brought your swimming trunks. She starts to just walk. You end up seeing her in this black veil and very pale makeup with very accented eyes. Her eyes glow red as she starts to wander into the dark. This pompous man who's dressed in old finery, despite the fact he looks like a porcelain doll, starts to wade his way in through the sticks. This is just horribly undignified. Ugh. It's terrible. Well, quit your moaning about it and get back to it. Bodies aren't going to hold themselves after all. And you see several individuals. Some of them look like garbage men. Others look like they're maybe they're a bunch of people who look like they're trying to be paramilitary. Reality is this is a lot of stuff you would buy at Cabela's. But they start to walk off towards the trail, leaving you with the bodies in tow. One still able to move, the other one frozen in state. And I think this is where we're going to end our session tonight. As we end up waiting for episode 31, the hunt begins. Take a breather, everybody.
Yay! We did it, guys! We didn't die!
I took a grenade for you, Mouse.
There
Yes,
were
you
so
did.
many. Oh my god! I'm gonna have really hard time picking the best moment.
Oh.
I think we all know what the best scene is, though.
Yeah. So,
Considering there was really only one.
yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Okay? 1 XP to everybody for showing up. Now, I'm going to agree with that tonight we are not going to end up doing best scene because we've all had one big group scene that just, it's the only reason I don't like doing combat is combat eats up a large portion of a scene, so I like to make it count when it happens.
Mhm.
But So we're going to end up going with that. So we got best scene. Who was it that progressed it the most? Is I can see huge developments for honestly mostly Rashad and Mouse right now.
I'm gonna put my hand up and say, "Hello, my name's
Yeah.
Mouse. I did it."
Okay.
Yeah.
Any disagreements on that
I'll
one?
go.
Mouse? Okay, Mouse, you get that extra XP. Okay. Best one-liner.
We got one fish on a stick.
Shitballs, mother bitch.
Yeah.
There were a lot of good ones.
Yeah. There was, but you guys got to settle on one. Somebody's got to get it.
Well, Rashad,
Hmm.
any arguments that might sway us?
To be fair,
Back
Rashad
in
was the
my,
one
I
to
like fish on
start the whole piranha thing in the first place.
That is true.
That's true.
True.
You know what, Rashad? I'm giving it to you because you started the piranha and gave me the idea for the fish on the stick.
There you go. Yep.
Okay,
I'm gonna say that too.
Hey.
Rashad gets another one. And you want to know what? This is where I tell everybody, cast your votes. Everybody who's been involved in the stream, even if you just came in and you're like, I just like that person's icon better. It does not matter what the reason is. Okay, send your vote. I can tell you right now, we got one hell of a response for Rashad right now. But I'm gonna give it a minute for anybody who wants to be contrarian. But
So we got 1, 2, 3.
yeah.
4.
Rashad, it looks like he's going to be taking it. But, okay, while we do that, what do you guys think?
There were a lot of badass moments in this.
Yeah.
There were some very emotional moments. I believe we deserve an Academy Award for this shit.
Yeah, I really do, because Mouse, holy shit, man. Like, I honestly thought you were going to take it for sure, but then as soon as I explained, you're going to be taking 4 points of aggravated damage and 1 piece of superficial, which is literally going to put you 1 point away from death, as a cost. And he just kind of thought about it for like 2 seconds, like, which is about the time it takes for a grenade to go off. He's like, I'll take it. So I'm not going to lie, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was.
So
now,
I'm throwing my hat into that.
Yep.
yeah, I don't think there's really any debate on that. I
Yeah.
think literally everyone's going for Rashad.
Yeah.
Mouse, you did excellently.
Yeah.
I love the emotions you always put into it.
Yeah.
I know you were actually crying because you get into your character so much.
I do. I'm a cry baby.
And if it
You
were
are.
not for
You're a
that
crybeam.
grenade, yes,
You're a
if it
crybeam.
were not for that grenade, I would have given it to you tonight, hands down.
Not gonna lie,
Rashad.
I wouldn't have even given you the option on that regard Nightmare, because Nightmare just isn't built to tank something like that. Rashad
No.
actually has a build that can conceivably tank that.
Mm-hmm.
Mouse is so empathetic, he deserves 6 dots in it.
Yep. All right. So Rashad, looks like you won that last experience. Now,
Apparently, Night Wraith likes. I can't do this without him.
yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was excellent.
I hope everybody had some fun, and I hope you enjoyed this portion of Detroit by Night. The Motor City broke down. Oh man. So
It
we're
simply felt like this session just flew by.
Yeah.
it really did.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mac, for running on your birthday.
Yeah, no kidding.
Happy
right?
birthday again.
And for ripping my heart out by nearly taking away my sire, you can't do this to me.
I'm not saying he's surviving this.
It's possible he might not survive this because of what he did and what he was going to do.
Yeah, that's gonna. You want to learn to wheel and deal? That's definitely gonna require it. Whew.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I hope you all had fun. It was fantastic.
We absolutely did.
Oh,
So
man.
we should get to the willpower and stuff.
Yep, we're getting to the willpower and stuff. All right, so I'm just gonna go over this real quick. Let me just load up. So, Volvo like a boss. You want to know what? Yeah, I got to give it to Nightmare. You definitely end up managing to heal one aggravated.
Willpower, yeah.
As you managed to stop Gutter from getting absolutely fucked.
He's still a little fucked, but
Oh, he's still pretty fucked, but he's not
yeah.
completely out. Rashad definitely helped with dealing with Gutter, so yeah, you also did it. Words working first, in fact, with Gutter, so Mouse, you also heal one aggravated.
It's not like I had an aggravated. I just had a superficial.
Yeah.
But still.
But still, you earned it. You earned it, motherfuckers.
Oh my
God, Rashad is torn to pieces. Mouse is beat up. Nightmare ain't doing too good for the hunger. They got a corpse. Nightmare might eat Gutter by this point. And you guys...
That's why I'm staying away, and I volunteered to go into the woods to look for the other two.
And you got the other two. Rashad, Mouse, Nightmare, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being our storyteller.
Yes. This would not be possible without you, Mac. So thank you.
I set the stage. That's all I do. I set the stage.
Fucking baller scene. My God.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to log off for a bit. Give me about, let's say, 15 minutes, and then I'm going to start the VTM workshop. Now, it's going to be a short one tonight, because unfortunately I have an opening shift tomorrow, which is kind of unusual, but it's kind of required. So I'm not going to be able to go late tonight, but still, if I'm going to spend the day, I'd rather be spending it with all of you. So I'll see you all in 15. We'll probably do about an hour, hour and a half for VTM no workshop. Is there anything you guys want me to cover? Or any particular talking points? I know Stabber's got a whole bunch of questions just because we end up operating very different games, but...
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't even have a brain right now, so no.
I guess I would have something you might be able to cover.
Yeah.
When players who are very emotional or attached to certain characters or whatever, when they lose that character, how do you help them get over it?
You know what?
How do you have them
I will
deal with
I will talk about
character
player
death?
grief. I'll talk about player grief, because that's what it really is.
Yeah, player grief, that's the overall thing.
I will definitely like to talk about that, because that was a very strong possibility of happening tonight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That was a very strong... You guys went up against Gutter. Gutter is not a softball. He's not... By far, he's not the toughest guy here, but he's definitely one of the most vicious. Yeah. So, alright. I guess we'll end up talking about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back in 15 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe there's only one thing to say.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.